Airbnb is a disaster. Bookings are down severely, hosts are going bankrupt, and greed is all to blame.
I beg your pardon, but I had a very successful real estate career before I ever met you.
This is Airbnbust. Airbnb was supposed to be the answer to expensive hotels. Started from humble beginnings in 2007 when two Stanford grads offered spare bedrooms in their home as an alternative and cheaper form of accommodation. Over the past decade and a half, Airbnb has grown from its original inception as an air mattress bed and breakfast to a global hotel competitor. Or so we thought it was going to be.
Oh my god. I cannot believe how much this sucks.
Airbnb has failed to live up to the expectations of its investors, hosts, and users. The fundamental idea that it will forever disrupt the hotel industry is now becoming more unlikely each passing day. The only thing Airbnb has disrupted is renters. More specifically, they've helped destroy housing affordability and reduce the overall availability of places to rent. Landlords are increasingly choosing to rent out their properties on Airbnb instead of offering it to someone looking to rent long term. So what happened to Airbnb, and where did they go wrong? The early days of Airbnb were full of promise, offering what a hotel can never have: unique hosts and authentic experiences, all on a budget. That promise has since been corrupted by greed, lack of competition, and poor product management. Think about what Airbnb really is supposed to offer compared to a hotel: a cool location, a host that can show you around, and a cheaper price. What do we have now? Something that's usually worse on all accounts. Today, most Airbnbs are properties that the host has purchased specifically for renting on Airbnb. There's little charm or authenticity remaining, and the fees are often more expensive than a hotel. While the charm and authenticity of early Airbnb was what made the service truly special, most customers can go without that. It's the fees that are now so ridiculous, it really makes you question why anyone would think this is a better option.
I had to rent a villa, the Villa Chan, and it was very expensive.
There's a few reasons why Airbnb is costing so much. Originally, Airbnb was this experiment where you could sleep in a spare bedroom in an occupied home. But as the app scaled to more users, it was clear that many people wanted to have the entire space to themselves, so the rental market reflected that by shifting away from rentals that were part of the host's primary residence. Under the original Airbnb idea, the host was doing this as a side hustle to make some extra cash without really incurring any costs on their end. The Airbnb renter simply provided a way to gain some extra money. Now, because Airbnb users want the entire space to themselves, the host cannot live in it with them. Therefore, the host needs to purchase a whole other property for Airbnb. The fees that they charge now must meet some financial goal, like paying off the monthly mortgage bill of the rental property plus 20% profit. Competition is increasing too, so what do? Bury the costs in additional fees. Let's say the cost of Airbnb is $100 per night. Most hosts will charge a cleaning fee, let's say $50. Plus Airbnb needs their cut, add $25. Oh, and occupancy fees and taxes, so add another $25. For a single night stay, it's not the $100 advertised, but double. Airbnb used to be great because it was simple, cheap, and you knew what you were getting. Now, bad hosts have copied the same tricks that bad hotels do.
What the hell is this?
Is there a problem with your bill?
Of course there's something wrong with my bill. Why is it so high?
Well, it is for 6 people, sir.
Oh, additional occupancy fee, resort fee, share fee?
Oh, those are our hidden fees. That's how we get ya.
Although they are working on fixing this, currently the search system and ranking algorithm only displays the fee per night and doesn't include the additional fees up front. To appear low cost, hosts will put an artificially low Airbnb per night fee, but when you go to actually book, they will surprise the guests with ridiculous add-on costs. It really makes you wonder, why is there a cleaning fee in the first place? Shouldn't that be baked into the per night fee? It's not like you pay for maids in a hotel to clean your room, though tipping is nice. Airbnb has rationalized this fee as, quote, "This fee covers the extra expenses hosts incur when getting their place ready for guests to arrive or after they leave." If you plan on staying for more than a few days, the cleaning fee is probably pretty negligible, but for a short-term stay, the cleaning fee is usually way too high. What are they doing anyways? Cleaning the floor with a toothbrush? If you sold chocolate bars, you wouldn't advertise the chocolate bar as $1, and then when the customer goes to pay, you say it's actually $1.50 because there's a 25-cent charge to buy the chocolate and 25 cents to package it. That should all be part of the total fee that you advertise. Despite all of this, the single worst aspect plaguing Airbnbs isn't even the fees, it's the ridiculous house rules. It's become fairly common to arrive to your Airbnb and see a note instructing the guest to do a full clean, take out the garbage, do the laundry, etc. They might even lock the thermostat, have a curfew, or illegally spy on you. Failure to comply, you get a low rating, making future hosts might not want to offer their place to you, or worse, you get kicked out with no refund. It's all an unregulated mess. How could it possibly make sense for the host to charge you a cleaning fee if you're expected to do all the cleaning? Airbnb host entitlement can sometimes get a bit absurd. At least a cleaning fee is shown before you book, but the list of chores or wacky house rules are rarely ever included in the description of the Airbnb page, surprising the guests when they arrive.
Yeah! Mug duty?
Yes, you clean all the mugs in the sink.
This sucks.
Hosts that have a big chore list are pushing their responsibilities as the host onto the guest, but still charge them anyways. The guest should always be expected to keep the place clean, but if the host expects the same level of cleanliness as a professional crew, it's hard to rationalize a cleaning fee at all. It's no surprise that Airbnb bookings are down, especially when you consider how reasonable a hotel has become as an alternative again. Often, they can offer a cheaper price, no surprise fees or chores, and possibly a better location. Now, with a looming recession on the horizon, interest rates have been hiked significantly. Put simply, that means the cost of borrowing money has increased. In the beginning of Airbnb, hosts had little investment on their end as they were merely offering unused space to rent. However, many Airbnb hosts now see this as a lucrative business model and a start to their real estate empire, so they took out loans to purchase additional homes to rent out. Because interest rates are now higher, that causes their loans to become more expensive, forcing the host to charge more to make up for the difference. Fewer people will be willing to pay the higher fee, therefore the host is stuck with a place they can't break even on. To top it all off, the housing market in many places has declined as well, so if they sold their property, they would incur a massive loss.
Pissed away all my money, believe it or not.
Greed was a motivating factor for these Airbnb hosts, especially those that were persuaded to invest in additional properties under the guidance of online financial gurus promising get-rich-quick schemes. But for the majority of hosts that lost money, they aren't bad people or even greedy. They were likely just over their head and didn't account for rising interest rates or have a proper plan in place for when bookings slowed down. It wasn't just individual hosts that got caught up in this mess. Like anything that's good, big corporations with goals of squeezing every dollar out of customers come in and destroy the fun. Many corporations have a vast portfolio of Airbnbs to rent, and their losses under this Airbnbust could be devastating. While Airbnb does have formal competitors such as Vrbo, no company remotely compares in scale. Airbnb even has a market share worth more than the Marriott, Hilton, and Hyatt put together. Airbnb has become terrible due to its own success and lack of competition. The bad hosts and real estate investors that dominate much of the app today are a consequence of monopolizing the market. By buying multiple investment properties, they help contribute to the many problems that cause long-term housing to be unaffordable. While the majority of hosts are good people, the bad ones over time have normalized bad behavior, causing the good hosts to play catch-up. Under the original intent of Airbnb, nobody should have been a host as a full-time career. It seems the ones that choose to pursue Airbnb as a career are seemingly forced to a crossroad. Eventually, they must decide if they want to be a better, more authentic host or a faceless, cash-churning enterprise. Unfortunately, too many choose the latter. Is Airbnb going to fail? No, probably not. As a company, although they are making billions in revenue per year, they still don't make profit. Despite that, like other unprofitable companies such as Uber, they seemingly can burn through venture capital money and proceeds from their public equity offerings to continue operating indefinitely. Are Airbnb hosts going to fail? Yes, some of them will, and many already have. If anything, this Airbnbust weeds out the greedy host that saw Airbnb as nothing more than a lucrative business opportunity. Who knows, maybe this will bring back some of the charm that it used to have. The good news, if you are one of those greedy hosts that try to squeeze every dollar out of travelers but then went broke and lost your second home, there is an app that allows you to rent a nice air mattress to sleep on. Let's just hope there's no cleaning fee.